Hi guys, my name is Akshay and I am a manifestation coach. All my contact info is in the description. Today I'm very pleased to give you a specific person marriage success story. Okay, so let me begin the story. So there was one girl and she was thoroughly convinced, okay, that love is difficult, that she was not worthy of love, and she had to beg and plead and overgive in order to keep her man. Okay. So she was dating somebody, she was very serious about him. He is a good guy, and she had the intentions of getting married to this guy and spending the rest of her life with him. However, because she thought that she was not good enough and so on, she was always fighting with him, just trying to trigger a reaction from him, and it was getting really toxic, wherein the relationship entailed just a lot of arguing and fighting and blaming each other and guilt tripping each other and gaslighting, and there were very few moments of love. And the more the relationship dwindled, the worse it became, the more desperate this girl became, man. And she was in her mid 20s. This entire thing has spanned over a couple of years. So she was in her mid 20s and she was abusing substances. Okay, I hope you understand what that means. Okay, she was getting wasted and abusing other stuff, and she was not paying attention to herself, she was not paying attention to her health. Her only means of joy and validation was the specific person. That is how she had created her life. She was not studying, she was not serious about her career, although she has a wonderful career right now. She was living her worst, absolute worst life. And so the SP kind of noticed that the relationship was not really at its best, that they were fighting a lot, and this girl was not paying attention to herself. And so a 3P popped up, and the specific person was really seriously involved with the 3P, and he was considering marriage with her. Actually, he was very serious. He wanted to marry her. He was like, I just want to be done and dusted with this past relationship, and he was going to marry the 3P because his relationship with this girl was so toxic, as I said, gaslighting, fighting, arguments, and so on. And this girl, the moment she found out about the 3P, became even more triggered, man. Became so damn triggered, and she started scrambling for manifestation advice. She was taking advice from multiple coaches. If somebody posted a success story in a group, even if it's like a small movement with their SP, she would text them until they would tell her to please shut up and back off a little bit. If somebody agreed to her to talk for free, like she would approach them and spend hours just trying to learn the next trick. What trick should I use to make the 3P go away and just manifest my specific person, man. Whew. And that is when, she approached me, and I told her that the SP is not oxygen. Okay. The more you struggle, the harder you try to convince the specific person to not leave you and to marry you, to let go of the 3P, the more difficult you are going to make it for yourself. The more you struggle, the harder you fight, the more you get triggered, the more you try to trigger your SP, the more you try to negotiate, the more you try to convince, the more you beg, the more you plead, the lesser your chances of actually manifesting the relationship. And so I told her to just calm the fuck down. Okay. That is literally what I told her. Just calm the fuck down, man. Just take a breath. Because the SP is not oxygen, the SP is not God. Look at yourself. You are living your worst life with the worst mental diet, with the worst actual diet, with the worst lifestyle, like eating late night fucking chips and snacks and stuffing her face with cakes and pastries and chocolates and going like weeks, without eating a home cooked meal, and getting wasted and putting all these bloody substances in her body that are poisoning her even more. I'm like, why would anybody even want to be with you, man? Like, the SP comes from a decent family. He is doing well in his career. He's a hardworking, honest, sincere man. It, why would he even want to be with you? Look at yourself. And so slowly, over a period of a few weeks, we fixed her life. I taught her to stabilize emotionally. And she was not 100% there. Okay. She was not 100% there. There were a lot of days when she was a little up and down, but we gave her a basic process for stabilizing emotionally. I taught her that, your past relationships and your not so great relationship with your parents, they are a thing of the past and so on. Actually, her parents, they are a little bit strict, but they love her a lot, and they've done a lot for her, actually given her an excellent education and so on. So I made her see things in a different light, that the things of the past need to remain in the past, and you cannot have these stupid beliefs that, oh my God, this thing happened, my dad scolded me, and hence I cannot be happily married now, hence I cannot manifest a specific person, and that love is very difficult, blah, 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 blah. We removed all this nonsense beliefs that she had just Googled and convinced herself that yes, this is the problem with me. Yes, this is, I'm a trauma survivor, I am this, I'm that, I'm this. All this nonsense that she'd stuffed in her head just by watching random clips on YouTube and reels on Instagram, and like just convinced herself. I told her, there's nothing wrong with you. You need to start behaving a little bit like a responsible adult, and show some self-love, which means that wake up on time, eat good food, have a clean mental diet when it comes to yourself. Don't blame and gaslight yourself and beat yourself over your failures or the challenges that you're encountering in life. Don't do all that. Take care of your health, take care of your diet, focus on your studies. Do things that provide enrichment that you like. Take a walk, like cultivate like a hobby or something. And we did not do this for 6 months or 1 year or something, okay, just a couple of weeks maybe. And once she had that down, slowly but surely, like I really handheld her through this phase. Then parallelly, we started doing the specific person affirmations. She'd called the 3P, and they had both said things to each other, man, mean stuff to each other. I told her the 3P is also a human being, and she deserves to be loved. But if you are manifesting that you are the love of your specific person's life, then the 3P needs to be with someone who is the love of her life. And so we wish the 3P well. We don't harbor any anger or resentment towards her. And so we wished her well. And the SP, he called things off with the 3P. He called it off. And then the flame of love between our protagonist and the SP was rekindled, and the SP started being affectionate and loving again. And our girl, she started doing well in her studies. She fixed her diet, she fixed her lifestyle, she fixed her food habits, sleeping habits, everything. She manifested a good career for herself, and the relationship became more and more serious and better in terms of the love and affection and everything. And she's gotten married to her specific person. And it gives me so much joy to share this story with you. There were times when this girl was so convinced that it is so difficult for her to manifest her SP, and she was just bawling her eyes out and crying on the phone, that I was like, I had to actually remind myself that circumstances really don't matter. And even though I'm a manifestation coach, I had to remind myself that. She was so convinced, but with a little bit of hand holding, and paying a little bit of attention to herself, fixing the stuff, that was really, really depressing, like just sleeping and eating junk food, and really fixing the stuff. भले जो 5 मिनट थोड़ा शांत रहना है. And by fixing the stuff that was so depressing, like just lying in bed, waking up at 3 p.m. and stuffing her face with junk food, to actually, starting to live a little bit. And by persisting in the assumption that she was the love of her SP's life and she was happily married to him, things did manifest for her, even though they seemed so improbable and difficult, man. So the thing to note is that there is no love without self-love, really. Okay, there is absolutely no love without self-love. It begins with self-love, by loving and accepting yourself unconditionally and wholeheartedly. And then by persisting in the assumption that you are happily married to the SP, that you are the love of the SP's life, things can fall into place. And when you do self-love, and when you persist in the assumption that the SP is yours, you are automatically creating the self-concept needed to manifest the specific person. And in many ways, you're letting go of the past trauma and all the hurt and all the hidden love blocks that you may or may not have. Okay, so I hope you like the story. If you would like me to help you in your journey of manifestation, all my contact info is in the description. If you like the video, please hit like, share, subscribe, comment, hit the notification bell, unleash the power within you, and remember that if I said it, I already did it. Thank you.